and I say that this week because we have family.
Hey! Welcome to the show, Coop.
Absolutely had a perfect day yesterday, I'll have you know, and that's now we're moving on. A mutual friend of mine and Cooper's brother Dylan, does he live in Lansing?
West Bloomfield.
West Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. He'll want to watch because he says Cooper never tells them anything about when any interviews or anything are on. So say hello to your brother.
What's up, Dylan? He's not listening.
No, not now, but he will. He'll be watching sometime during the week.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
we'll see.
Coop.
He's giving me a host.
And then there's one younger than him.
Yep.
So he's really over both of you, isn't
he?
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay, well, so this has been such a magical year that we have not had to get very much into the fact that our policy after a game move on. But, you know, we had, Shannon, these great fans who have Victory Monday signs that they brought. What's the sign say today? Look Ahead Monday.
Hey,
Look
let's
Ahead
go,
Monday.
let's go.
I like it. I like it. So, Coop, here's everything's been just some kind of little pixie. Every game hadn't been easy. Even the ones that have wound up with big margins of victory have been struggles at points during the. But the way you led the comeback in Minnesota, how about Cooper Rush in Minnesota, by the way? Did we like that? Just part of the whole thing. So everybody is now kind of.
You talk about it every week. You got to bring your A game every week. I mean, games are always going on the wire. I mean, all around the league, you see it. And yesterday was one of those days. You know, we just came down to execution. You know, they just kind of out executed us when it came down to making plays. And but like you said, look ahead.
And there was an interesting exchange that Coach McCarthy commented on today. The Broncos head coach, for those of you who don't know, Mike, of course, was for many years the head coach of the Packers. The Broncos head coach, Vic Fangio, is one of the best defensive coaches in the league, and he, for many years, was the defensive times over the years. So apparently Coach Fangio said yesterday in his post-game remarks, well, no one else has played them correctly this year. And Dak then said afterwards, no, I hope everybody plays us like that on horn or banging his own drum or something like that. So that's another movie that I'd love to get into. But let's say people do, because it's a copycat league, as Coach McCarthy has said. So let's say people do look at that and say, okay, this is how to play them. What now are you prepared to do with that?
Played man, challenged us right away. You know, hey, we're stopping the run. We're going to challenge you outside. And, it just came down. They executed better than we did a lot of those matchups. And like Dak said, you want those one-on-ones, especially as a QB and receivers. And we got guys that, can't wait to go.
Did you, like a lot of fans, keep I don't mean you individually, I mean as a group, did you kind of think, okay, well, something's going to happen now and break the floodgates, and then we're going to be off and do what we've been doing all year?
Yeah, you're waiting for that one play, and sometimes you can't wait for it. We got to go make it. Every now and then you got to go out there and stop a good offense. It's tough. So as an offense, we definitely took ownership of that, and we're used to being very explosive. So when we get bogged down a little bit, I think it was a good eye opener and challenge for us to when we get like
they needed something like that. And McCarthy said today, no, that I didn't need that. There wasn't anything good about that. Nobody needed that. I absolutely didn't need that. Where do you fall on that in that debate?
Yeah, no one needs losses. It's just not a real thing. A loss will heighten your attention to detail.
Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons and Omni Hotels and Resorts.
And welcome back to the Ford Center at the Star. Brad Sham and Shannon Gross, and our very special guest, Cowboys quarterback Cooper Rush on Look Ahead Monday. We're just stealing that.
I like that.
You win, and
So good.
we're taking it. It's great. And those of you who have been listeners or viewers or attendees this year know that Shannon has introduced a segment that has quickly become, I think, my favorite segment of this program. And that is to do a deep dive into the
Few MAC schools, but no offer. Central was the only offer.
When did you start thinking about being a professional football player?
Probably after my first 2 years playing.
At Central?
Yeah, at Central. You've been playing a lot of games. You're gonna play 2 more. You had some pretty good film, pro style system. Maybe this is real. Then I had a really good junior year, and then it became more real. Senior year was up and down, but after that junior year, it's like, this is real. We can make it happen.
You have your degree, actuarial sciences. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
What is that?
Hey, hold on a minute. You're not the only one who does homework.
What is
okay,
that? What
pal?
is that?
It's it's insurance, right?
It's a risk. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. A lot of actuaries work for the insurance industry, but it's all the risk management, probabilities, stats, deep stats.
So what
I barely know what it is.
well, so that's not what you're going to be doing whenever you're done playing football. Then.
No, I definitely don't want to do that. I mean, I loved math and got into it. It's a great career. I mean, you get hired right away. You pass some exams. You get paid really well, but it's pretty nerdy. It's pretty nerdy stuff. Yeah.
That was not on Wikipedia.
See?
That you out Wikipedia.
You need to go. I didn't find it on Wikipedia either. That was actually Rich Dalrymple wrote that in the Cowboys
Rich.
media guide.
Go, Rich.
Him
All right.
personally himself, unless Joe Trahan wrote it. So what do you think? Now you have this degree. I don't know how to break this to you. You're not going to play football forever. So you have this degree.
Darn.
I hate to be the one to burst your bubble.
Yeah.
You have this degree that you don't even know what it is. So what?
I just have to refresh what it was. It's been a little bit.
Okay. So, I mean, before you really started entertaining thoughts of a pro football career, what did you think you wanted to do when you grew up?
I really didn't know. I mean, like I knew I liked like, going to college. I knew I liked math and stats and all that nerdy stuff. I was a geek, so found that career and that major and saw what they pay you and saw that they hire you right away, and it's pretty good. But yeah, I'm really glad we're not doing that right now.
Now, when your brother Dylan, who you don't think is going to watch this on the website, but when he does, because I guarantee you he will, when he sees the part about where you say you were a geek, will he agree with that, or will he say you're underselling it, or you're maybe being a little hard on yourself?
He'll confirm it, but he is one too, so it'll be all right.
Okay, all right.
He's the smarter. He's even smarter. So.
All right, good. All right, now I want we're due a break, are we not, Mr. Nichols-Payne? So we're going to take that break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the path that Cooper has traveled to the drama of Minnesota and whatever it is that lies ahead. Cooper Rush is our guest on the Cowboys Hour this week, with our great thanks and gratitude.
And if you look out that window, Brad, we can see it really good tonight because it's dark and it's lit up very beautifully. That's the Omni Frisco Hotel, and you can kick off your stay at the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys, where Cooper Rush stays, with style. Cool off in the elevated pool. It would be really cool this time of year. Savor upscale comfort food and neighborhood services, and enjoy all the dining and entertainment options the Star has to offer. Visit omnihotels.com/Frisco to learn more and turn the next home game into a weekend getaway.
It's the Cowboys Hour with our special guest, Cooper Rush. We'll be right back.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons and Omni Hotels and Resorts.
And we thank you all very much for being with us wherever you're listening to and enjoying the Cowboys Hour. We're enjoying it with our live audience right here at the Ford Center. Yes, you may applaud yourselves, and well you ought. The Ford Center at the Star, Brad Sham, Shannon Gross, delighted to have Cowboys quarterback Cooper Rush with us. Your workday, what time did your workday end today?
About 3.
So you just been hanging around just to be on with us?
Went home, hung out a little bit.
Good, okay,
yeah,
good.
Don't worry.
That's a popular thing, isn't it, Joe? They all like to go home, and then Joe's got to get them to come back. Next week, Jordan Lewis, the Cowboys' multi-skilled and talented defensive back, will be sitting in that very chair where Cooper Rush is sitting right now. And the week after that, don't come here. Well, come if you want. Enjoy. I'm sure it'll be great on the Tostitos Plaza, but we'll have no show because we never do on the Monday before Thanksgiving. That's way too much for the players on a short week like that. And it's a little much for Shannon, too. I don't want to put all of that load on him.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Brad, for being considerate of me.
I'm thinking of you and your Miller Lite sponsored Wikipedia segment all the time. And so it's Look Ahead Monday, and we're here with Cooper Rush, and we're going to talk a little bit about this journey that got you here. Great career at Central Michigan. Shannon's run down the statistics. Started all those games. You know, it's kind of like people acted like in Minnesota last week. It was like the first time you ever got to really play football. Were you disappointed not to be drafted?
I mean, you kind of knew it. You know your position, 6th, 7th, undrafted. Going into it. So, the upside being undrafted, you get to pick where you're going, kind of. So, I mean, that was the bright side.
So, when you get like the beginning of the 7th round, do you say, okay, don't draft me now?
So, I mean, some agents will say that, and there's theories on it. But it is nice to get your name called in the draft. I mean, they can say, "Oh, I want to be undrafted, pick my place." But saying you got drafted in the NFL is pretty cool.
So did you have other choices besides Dallas?
Yeah, it was between Dallas and Tampa.
Why did you come here?
My agent said it was the best situation. I kind of just rode with that, and he was right.
Yeah, so that was 2017.
Yeah.
So Kellen was still the backup, right? He was coming off a year of being injured.
Yeah, so I think it was just Dak and Kellen on the roster to start. So obviously just pure numbers game. Go and sign, get a chance to at least be a 3 on the roster, P squad guy.
And what did you expect and what were you thinking about when you came in that spring, 2017, rookie year?
Yeah, the goal was to make them put you on the 53. That was kind of the goal. Kind of establish yourself in OTAs, learn everything. Obviously, you're playing catch up. But at least be number 3. Obviously Kellen's the veteran. You really wasn't ever thinking about that. It was get on the team as a 3, play well enough that they can't cut you, put on practice squad. Let's make the roster. Let's make the 53. And that preseason lucked out, had a lot of good plays, and was able to do it.
So Kellen's obviously having almost as good a year as Dak, maybe better. But what was he like as a teammate? I mean, you were trying to take his job before you were trying to take Dak's job. Was he a jerk to you? Come on.
No, Kel was great. I mean, he actually texted me. He texted me like a day or two after I signed, like, "Hey, you'll love it here," and like, "Hey, this is Kellen Moore," and it's like, what the heck? It's pretty cool. That's who he is as a person. You guys all know he's unbelievable.
And that's, by the way, why I said that Kellen there's not a bone in Kellen's body that would be described as jerk. So.
Yeah, so he's obviously a great teammate. I learned a lot from him as a player. Watching prepare, and then when he's the QB coach too, and just kind of watching how he's gone, you learn a lot. He kind of taught us all, really.
What's that dynamic like? Because it's not often that a guy goes from sitting next to you in the quarterback room to standing up teaching the quarterback room. Is it weird?
I didn't think it was too weird. I mean, it is funny. I mean, Kellen's giving all these talks and running the offense. He's played in games with a lot of these guys up front.
Right.
Like, it's pretty cool. I think that's what makes it unique. I think he has a good connection with all those guys, and obviously he knows what he's doing, calling plays and running the offense. I think he'll tell you. I think that's always what he wanted to do, and he's doing great.
Did they draft anybody else or bring any free agents in your rookie year?
Yeah, there was another undrafted guy out of Florida. Austin Appleby was undrafted as well.
So you made it now, and you were the only rookie free agent to make the team your rookie year, if I recall correctly. Does that ring a bell?
To make the 53, yeah.
Yeah.
Blake eventually got up, I think, in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in 2018, Mike White was drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what was that? Was that a pitched battle in 2018 for the?
I mean,
Kellen hadn't retired yet, had he?
he became the QB coach.
He did. He had. Okay.
So
So now we're battling for number 2.
Yeah, yeah. So, and going in, you're undrafted. Obviously, your whole career you're going to be labeled as that. So, and just the backup nature is every year you got to compete for the 2. I mean, that's just the job. And Scott Linehan told me that immediately. He goes, "You're doing great, but, this is the job. You're always competing for 2. And, that's the name of the game. That's why we play this, to compete."
So Mike White got his first start the same day you got yours.
Yeah, lit it up.
Threw for 400 yards for the Jets, won the game. And did you text him after the game before your game?
Yeah, I texted him, let him know, and I talked a little bit on Monday afterwards, and he's doing great. Obviously, it was great. I mean, we were all watching in pregame meal, because they were in 4-minute, coming down to the end, trying to run the clock out, and he had the whole Cowboy pregame meal kind of cheering at the TV, and everyone was pumped for him. And Mike's great. It was awesome to see.
And did you then? I hope you heard from him after you won.
Yeah, yep. And then we exchanged some texts Monday, the day after, and it was pretty cool.
So then, in 2019, you go to New Jersey, right? To New York.
2020.
2020.
Yep.
Okay, you're here for 2019, and then that's right. New staff comes in. They weren't the ones that signed you, and you go to rejoin Jason Garrett for a while in New York. Was that really odd, putting on a different uniform, even though Jason was there and you knew him?
There was a lot of familiarity. Yeah, Coach Garrett's up there. Mark Colombo, the O-line coach, was up there, and
Till he wasn't.
And then we, I mean, you got up there, and it's exact same offense. So I felt really comfortable right away. Obviously, so they claimed me immediately. It was a good fit, knowing the offense and everything, and then for whatever reason didn't work out, and got cut end of September last year, and then I think by November was signed back here week 8 or 9.
That's the only other pro team you've been in a locker room of, right?
Yep.
What, other than obviously the city and the uniforms look different, but like, are there any major differences that just kind of jumped out whenever you went up there?
It was a
each one of these guys a big case of Jack Black
gift basket?
products when we say that? Shouldn't we do that? We'll work on that. Okay, that's good. Won't help the guys who've been on already, but we'll work on that. Cooper Rush, our guest on the Cowboys Hour. Big hand for our special guest, Cowboys quarterback, please. You talked about how the game in Minnesota just went whew. You looked up and you said, oh, holy cow, it's the third quarter. How about this season? Do you look up and say, you know, when we come out of halftime against Atlanta next week, we'll be in the second half of the season?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like you said, it's hard to believe. It goes fast. You know, every week you kind of just get in this routine of, you know, your head's down. You just prepare, play the game, prepare, play the game. Next thing you know, it's middle of November.
Last week in practice, as you mentioned, the week before, you had all of the first-team reps. Dak give you any of those last week?
No.
No.
He doesn't give those things out. No. Even when they try to give them.
Even when they try? And do they from time to time say, Cooper,
no,
jump
I think
in?
He's laid it down like it doesn't happen. Yeah. Which is fair. I wouldn't want to do it either.
Okay, we do have this mic up if any of you have questions for Cooper. So how do you, as a team now, how do you make yesterday an anomaly? How do you make it go away?
I think it starts, you know, Wednesday morning. We get in, get the plan. And, you know, we talked about today getting back to, you know, we practice, you know, with full speed, full tempo. You know, that will translate to those one-on-one matchups, winning those. Because that's what it comes down to. Every man's got to win their battle. It's just kind of what didn't happen for us yesterday. But I think we have a really good group of guys in the locker room that, you know what we have going and want to make it, you know, a one-time thing and move on.
Does this ever have are you listening to the headset to the play call when the offense is on the field? Mm-hmm. So does it ever happen that Kellen calls a play and you think to yourself, oh, that's not what I'd do?
No, he's the one, you know, calling plays is a whole nother animal. I mean, even for quarterbacks, you're running it, you're so used to getting it and run it. To think in that realm is a lot. You know, the coordinators, it's pretty crazy what they have to do.
How were the plays sent in when you were at Central Michigan?
Signaled. Most colleges, you know, the
hand signals.
Yep.
And did you get any input in that?
Like going into the game.
Yeah,
the starter gets, you know, what do you like, what do you don't like. Kellen does a good job of that too throughout the week. Because you know, smart coordinators don't want to call plays your QB doesn't like. Just saying, you know, if the quarterback doesn't like, he'll find a way to throw an incompletion. Just like subconsciously, like
yeah, okay.
He doesn't like the play. You know, it's just you're not gonna make it work.
You don't tell us what, but unless you want to. But were there some things that Dak likes that you're really not that crazy about for you?
Not really. I mean, Kellen does a really good job of, you know, making quarterback a lot easier. He puts a lot on the plate. Obviously, you know, we have freedom to do a bunch of things, around the ball a lot, multiple things in the run game. But he does a really good job of throughout the week kind of shaving it down to like, hey, this is what I'm going to call. So you have a really good idea. And I think he makes playing quarterback, allows you to play fast, trust the system, trust yourself. And I think it really helps the QB.
When can we expect the ball to be thrown to Connor McGovern?
He's been begging for it for about 6 weeks. So, who knows? But, yeah, trust me, he's already asked. He's waiting.
I just want to talk because I feel like I need to speak in the final segment of the show. But Brad has been asking questions, and I'm just sitting here. And
I'm sorry.
No, they're great questions.
Oh,
I didn't really want to interrupt because
no.
I'm going to ask you something that's really dumb. Like, what do you like to do when you're not playing football? You said you're kind of nerdy. Do you have geeky hobbies?
No, I'm not like not one of those like nerdy video game guys. Or I mean, I golf a lot. I mean, golf's kind of like my thing.
What's the handicap there?
Got down to a 2 this year. I'm not a 2. This year was my best year. I'm probably 5, 6 usually.
That's solid still.
Yeah.
Is there not a small person in your house?
Yep, 6-month-old little baby. Yep, little daughter.
That's what he does.
Right now, that's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be for a couple of years. You know that, right?
Very familiar with that.
Yeah, that's going to be it for a couple of years. You okay with that?
Yeah, the handicap's going to go up for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And so what was? How old is she?
Just over 6 months.
So what was Halloween like for her first Halloween? Did either her mother or father get excited about dressing her up? And
Yeah, I mean, she kind of took a back seat that day because it was Sunday night.
oh, well, that's true. That's true.
So
I didn't even think about that.
My wife apologized to her. We took some pictures of her the next day. But
Here's your first Halloween, baby.
yeah,
Dad's busy.
we'll redo it next year. a little
Daddy's
better.
working. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's funny. Did you guys, you had a Halloween party, didn't you? Like a week before.
Yeah, we usually do every year, usually a week before. Yeah.
Did you show me some of those pictures?
I don't think so.
Zeke was the Joker.
It was pretty good.
What was Cooper Rush?
That was a safari guide. Pretty much the easiest thing I'm not a Halloween fan at all. And
Did this just involve getting a pith helmet and a vest?
yeah,
and-
it was pretty simple. Yeah, and some
like
boots, and you're good.
Yeah. Okay. So far, not even a big game hunter. So you didn't even have to have like a fake weapon. You were
No,
just a
no,
guide.
just a guide.
Binoculars around your neck.
Yeah, it came with the binoculars. Yeah,
See it. What do you mean it came with
the
the
little
binoculars?
costume you buy at a little store, the
There's
Halloween
a
store.
guide. There's a safari guide costume.
I mean, you'd be shocked. Yeah, there's a lot.
When he
lot
said
of
it
options.
came with the binoculars, I thought he was going to say he used to run the boat at Six Flags.
Seriously, what was in there that would shock us?
I mean, that store's got everything. I mean, there's, like you said, there's safari guide. I mean, I can't explain it, but I mean, you guys have been to those Halloween party, whatever they're called. Of course, I grabbed the most simple one, easiest one. So.
Okay, so if Halloween is not your jam, what's your favorite holiday?
I mean, Christmas is great. I mean, that's a typical one, but I'd say July 4th probably. We go up north, Michigan. In the summertime's unbelievable, and lake life and cottage up there with the family.
In the UP?
No, not all the way up. Traverse City area.
By the way, that's a Michigan.
That's a
reference.
Michigan thing. Yeah.
Wait, where's it at?
Upper Peninsula.
Like this is Michigan, right? The mitten?
Up, go up,
Overhand.
Up
go
here?
up. That's why it's called the Upper Peninsula.
Okay.
Yeah. So we go up to about right here. In the
Yeah.
summertime
Up
and
here?
that's where we go. It's a great holiday for the family.
And are you careful with fireworks, or is that a big part of the?
I'm not dealing with the fireworks.
Okay, good. Hey, we're trying to set down the parameters here right now.
Is there a story behind the number 10?
No, I was number 9 in high school, and that was taken when I got to college, and so chose 10 in college, and then I was happy when I came back here. I re-signed again. 10 was just given to me. I was like, oh, sweet, worked out.
All right, so to come back full circle in the less than a minute we have left, was it difficult at all to, after the high of the game in Minnesota, to come back in on Wednesday and just be back in your old routine, and Dak was the ringmaster again?
Yeah, that's the job, though. I mean, you go right back to it, and like I said, you get to enjoy it for a little bit, and next Sunday you got a game versus another NFL team with NFL players and good guys all over the field. So, like I said, there wasn't much time to, revel on Sunday night. Got home late, enjoyed it Monday, then it was on to Denver.
Yeah, but I'm talking about what it felt like for you on Wednesday when he's out there taking the reps. Were you thinking, wait, I can do this. I want some too.
It's not how it works, though.
But the answer is yes. Okay. Hey, who didn't love seeing Cooper Rush take full advantage of his opportunity and be there for his team and do a great job? Thank you, Coop, for coming tonight. We really appreciate you.
Yep.
Appreciate you coming back. And now we'll let you go home and babysit. That's Shannon Gross. I'm Brad Sham. Jordan Lewis next week when it'll be another Victory Monday. Thanks for being with us on the Cowboys Hour.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!